Take a look at this.
Oh, well, genius. You've done it. You've managed to improve on perfection.
Why can't I hear that from Erica Ridge?
Well, maybe they don't appreciate you the way I do, honey.
No one appreciates me the way you do.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you noticed.
And, Sally, I appreciate you, too.
Do you?
I particularly appreciate the way that you're not shoving this marriage proposal thing down my throat.
Yeah, well, I figure I don't have to shove it down the throat. I mean, the rewards are so obvious.
No doubt about that.
Clarke, honey.
Yeah.
You, don't intend to string me along like this forever, do you? I mean, I will need an answer eventually.
I'd never keep you guessing, Sal.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Is it possible?
Hi, Macy.
Is my mother even more smitten than she was before I left for New York?
Don't talk nonsense. Tell me all about the trip.
Well, I have some fabulous things to show you.
Great. Did you have the time of your life?
Yes, I did. Everyone was very interested in Spectra, and of course all the questions about our mysterious beau rivage.
Aha. Well, perhaps Monsieur Rivage will not remain quite such a mystery. Hmm?
Has there been some progress?
Listen, darling. I want you to be aware that I am not being unrealistic about this. I mean, it's perfectly obvious Clarke could go out and harpoon himself somebody younger, prettier, nicer, with a newer body. That reminds me, I have been following my exercise routine very faithfully.
Good for you, Mother.
Now, the important thing to remember about us is that we do make a very good team. So I know he's giving serious consideration to my offer, and I know that he's tempted.
Well, why shouldn't he be, Mother? I mean, you're offering to rename the company after him. I just hope that you wouldn't be too disappointed if he doesn't come through. Anyway, what else has been going on, huh?
Not too much. Tell me, is the word out in New York yet about Stephanie and Eric Forrester's breaking up?
Yes, there has been some talk about it. The big question, of course, is why? What caused it? Or, more accurately, who caused it?
I'm talking about Eric. I'm talking about my husband and my marriage, the thing that is the most precious to me in my life. What did you both think that you were going to get away with? What did you think that you were going to pull off? You think I'm blind? I know what's going on, and it's going to stop. Because if it doesn't, I promise you, what's happened to you before is going to seem like Sunday school. Do you understand me? It's over. It's over, Brooke. Are you just going to stand there? Don't you have something to say?
No, I have nothing to say to you, Stephanie.
Don't make the mistake of underestimating me, Brooke.
I haven't even thought about you since I left your home.
Well, you've certainly thought about my husband and trying to get some sort of revenge. You and your mother.
What did you say?
I know. It shocked me, too, when I first admitted it to myself.
Beth, you can't mean this.
Yes, I do mean it, Eric. It's not unlike what you're going through. After years of pretending, I just don't have the will or the energy or whatever it takes to keep up the facade any longer. I don't love my husband. I can't stay married to him, Eric.
What the hell are you doing here?
We had an appointment today, Garrison. I'm here to see that we keep it.
Tell me something. Was the notorious Shaky Stetson from Dallas back east?
Oh, yes. What a wolf.
Mm-hmm. And I imagine that wolf wanted you to play Little Red Riding Hood.
Yes, he did. Me and all the other women in the hall.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm sure I don't have to remind you that that is the sort of person we should steer clear of. Anyway, you haven't asked yet.
Asked what?
Okay, I'll ask. Has Thorne called?
Well, I mean, if it's that inconsequential.
You're teasing now, Mother.
And you are being deliberately coy. Don't tell me you weren't thinking about Thorne Forrester all the way back here on that airplane.
Well, we are planning a hospital benefit together.
You play your cards right, and that hospital benefit will be to your benefit.
Did he or didn't he call, Mother?
No.
Oh. Well, then why'd you put me through all of that?
Well, I just wanted to see if it mattered, you know, and obviously it doesn't.
Whether it matters or not is insignificant because he didn't call.
You know, maybe you ought to not play so hard to get. Maybe you should take a more direct approach.
I'm not interested, Mother, so let's just not even talk about Thorne.
Really? Okay, then I'll just toss these messages from him out.
What?
Not interested, huh?
You know, if you weren't my mother...
He called twice.
You had an appointment. I never agreed to anything, so get out of my office.
Clarke, I have no intentions of leaving. Nor do I intend to stand here and argue about this, so I suggest that we find a very viable means of communicating here.
Fine, let's do it through our attorneys.
I wouldn't suggest that either. I mean, it's needless, it's expensive, and it'll drag on for years. Listen, can't we at least try to show a mutual respect for one another? And to discuss this as reasonable men. To look on this in terms of the child and what is really best for him, and not just ourselves.
Go ahead. Speak your piece. But I'm telling you, Spencer, I am not going to let you adopt my...
No, please, don't start this off by being negative.
Go ahead. Say what you came to say. I'm listening.
Me and my mother?
Yes, you and your mother. Plotting again.
Stephanie, what makes you think that my mother is involved?
Brooke, please, I know everything. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I know everything.
Well, then why don't you tell me exactly what you know? Because apparently, I don't know everything.
You know, Clarke, I presume it's accurate to say that you and I want what is best for Mark.
For my son.
All right, for the sake of argument, your son.
There is no argument, because that's what he is.
All right, for your son. And you see him, what, 2-3 times a week?
That's right.
I, of course, am living with him.
You're married to his mother.
Which means, of necessity, that I am raising him. Look, your top priority is a career, not a baby. Now, later on, when you get more established, well, then you'll find a woman, and that's naturally when you're going to want a child. And, Clarke, you're going to have one. A wonderful new wife, a beautiful home, and a wonderful, wonderful family.
I have a family, and he's living in your house.
The boy calls me Daddy, and he's going to be very confused and torn apart if you don't start backing off.
Give him a year to grow up. He'll sure as hell know who his father is.
So what you're telling me is that you're going to do everything in your power to subvert my relationship with Mark.
I didn't say that, but I guarantee he won't be calling you Daddy. So don't get used to it.
I already am, and so is he. Now let me tell you something. Don't try to come between us. 'Cause by God, I'll do everything in my power for the sake of that boy.
You've made your point. Get out.
Beth, I had no idea.
You weren't supposed to. Neither was Brooke or any of my other children.
How long have you felt this way?
Oh, it's been coming on for over a year now. Ever since Stephen returned home, actually. I was just so thrown, so confused for a while. And then Stephanie arranged his transfer to Paris, and I followed him. I thought it was the proper thing to do.
Well, it was. Beth, you loved him.
I tried to, Eric. But it wasn't love. It was loyalty to my children. It was compassion for Stephen, who truly did return with remorse for what he'd done to me. But by then I knew precisely what love was. And it wasn't what I was feeling for my husband.
Have you talked to Stephen about this?
I haven't talked to anybody about it except you. And I wouldn't have talked to you about it. Except Brooke told me about your divorce. I've been torturing myself for months with this knowledge. I didn't know what to do about it. I'd even begun to accept the inevitable. As sad and empty as that is, that I'd probably spend the rest of my life with a man that I couldn't truly love. But somewhere deep inside me, I had hope. I didn't know how or in what way it would resolve itself, but I believed that it would. And it has, Eric. It has. You've resolved it by coming to the same conclusion about your marriage to Stephanie. You want a divorce.
Please don't stand there and tell me that you don't have any idea what your mother is doing at this very moment.
And just what do you think she's doing, Stephanie?
I know what she's doing. She's making a move on my husband.
Oh, I see.
I'm sure you do because you've encouraged her to do this. You've always encouraged her, and you're encouraging her again. The question is why? Do you really blame me for Ridge choosing Caroline? Do you really think that I'm responsible for his decision?
Stephanie, I'm going to say this once. And then if you don't leave, I'm going to call security and have you removed from the premises. My mother is not involved with Eric. She has no interest. She's happily married to my father. Goodbye, Stephanie.
Why are you lying?
I am not lying.
You are.
What gave you the idea that my mother is involved with Eric?
She's been in love with him for 30 years. She's always wanted Eric.
That's history. She's living with my father in Paris.
She's here in Los Angeles, Brooke.
Yes, I know.
Well, at long last, one clear, shining moment of truth.
She's here for medical reasons.
Really?
Yes, Stephanie, you can believe what you want, but I'm telling you the truth. My mother hasn't seen Eric, nor does she intend to.
Brooke, I was just at the dining room, the private dining room, less than an hour ago.
So?
I saw them.
Saw who?
I don't know why you want to play this game, but okay, we'll play it. I saw your mother and my husband.
My mother and your husband in the private dining room?
Standing there in an embrace. pretending to be so shocked by all of this?
Security, please. Yes, this is Brooke, Logan. There's somebody here in my lab that doesn't belong here. I would like her led from the building. Now.
I just came to tell you that this is not the end. This is just the beginning. And you can give your mother a message from me. The only way that she's ever going to get my husband is over my dead body.
Beth, this talk about divorce is a bit premature, isn't it?
No, it isn't premature, Eric. Not at all. I'm as certain of this as I've ever been about anything in my life.
But you just said that you hadn't even considered it until you spoke to Brooke.
Well, yes, but don't you see? I wasn't considering it because I never thought we would ever be together again. Oh, but now, my darling, it's like it was destined. It's everything we've ever wanted, everything we've talked about, everything we've waited for. Since we were back in college together. And Stephanie announced she was pregnant. Oh, Eric, I remember that day so well. That bitter day. It was the end for us. And I never thought, until now, that we'd ever have another chance. But we do. We have another chance to be together. This time openly, this time forever. Eric, I'm ready to take the necessary steps for us, for our future. Oh, I've been saying so much. You haven't said anything. I am being presumptuous, aren't I?
Beth.
Oh, my God. This isn't what you want at all. Oh, my God. I made such a fool of myself. How could I? What was I thinking? There's another woman, isn't there?
Beth, let me tell
No,
you.
please just tell me. Don't let me go on humiliating myself. It's true, isn't it, Eric?
I'm sorry, Beth. Yes, it's true. There is another woman.
Please. Please forget everything that I just said. I really have to go.
Beth, please.